is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Travis Fortnum. New details tonight on a police presence just west of Windsor's core last night, a standoff at a home on Wyandotte West near Jeanette, leading to an arrest. Officers were called just after 5 p.m. Wednesday for a reported assault at a home. The victim told police they fled after being assaulted and threatened, including threats to burn down the house and set the victim's cats on fire. Officers believed the suspect had a homemade gun, leading to the closure of a block of Jeanette. After several hours of negotiations, a 34-year-old man surrendered. A separate standoff earlier in the day on Byng Road ended in the arrest of a 40-year-old man. Police say the suspect threatened someone, threw the victim's dogs across the room, and threatened to kill them too. The man surrendered and now faces charges of assault and uttering threats. Windsor's mayor is offering a first look at the city's 2026 budget, which he hopes will feature a 0% tax increase for residents. With more on what details were revealed today, here's CTV's Sanjay Maru.
Everything is open for review. I've said that every year, and this year is no different.
Mayor Drew Dilkins previewing his draft 2026 budget at City Hall Thursday, calling it a response to affordability pressures without putting growth on hold. The budget prepared by city administration proposes a 0% tax levy increase, down from last year's hike of nearly 3%.
I don't think residents are going to see anything outstanding in terms of service level cuts.
The mayor says getting to zero requires hard decisions inside City Hall, including deferring some work and making tough choices about what can wait. The full details of those decisions will not be made public until the budget is formally tabled later this month. The draft also includes the largest capital plan in the city's history, with more than $317 million contemplated for 2026 alone. Infrastructure remains top of mind for councillors, particularly roads that residents use every day.
I have been advocating for one particular road, which is Central Avenue. And I understand we have a lot of other roads similar or even worse than Central Avenue.
But councillors say their wish lists go beyond asphalt and include long-standing questions about public spaces and waterfront access. In Ward 7, Angelo Marignani says Sandpoint Beach was a key topic in his discussions with the mayor.
What I want to see is the fulfillment of the master plan, the Sandpoint Beach master plan.
Dilkins confirms the draft budget does include money connected to Sandpoint, and he adds while some departments are asking for more resources, hitting zero will mean making trade-offs.
We found a budget that I think is appropriate for the times, and let other folks, council can bring forward. The folks on council who don't like zero, let them bring forward additions. Let council have the debate. It's a democratic process. Council can decide whether they want to add to the budget.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
Premier Doug Ford was in Ottawa today meeting with the Prime Minister and doubling down on his decision to run anti-tariff ads in the U.S. Here's CTV's Siobhan Morris.
Ford, what do you make of?
It's a cooperation deal between the federal and provincial governments to stop doubling up on environmental assessments.
This agreement will speed up project approval timelines by introducing a new one project, one review approach.
The Premier excited about what it means for plans to build roads to link to the mineral-rich Ring of Fire. Ontario has signed agreements with 3 First Nations doing their own studies in recent months.
Today's agreement is the last step in our plan to get shovels in the ground this June.
The leaders agree building more faster is critical with ongoing economic and trade pressures with the U.S. Talks were derailed this fall when U.S. President Trump took exception to Ontario's anti-tariff ad featuring the voice of Ronald Reagan.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
An ad the Premier defended in front of the Prime Minister for the first time.
Number one, that was the best ad that's ever been run, 12.4 billion views. We wanted to bring it to the attention of the American people.
Prime Minister Carney kind of made a face when you said it was the greatest ad ever.
It was.
Doug Ford remains unrepentant for the ad and the pause in talks.
He's attacking our steel industry, attacking our automotive sector, attacking our manufacturing, our pharmaceutical, our life sciences. I'm not going to sit back and roll over.
This comes as the next phase of trade negotiations starts to take shape, with a sense that sectoral tariffs are here to stay, in the medium term at least.
My judgment is that that is now going to roll into the broader CUSMA negotiations. So we're unlikely, given the the time horizons coming together to have a sectoral agreement.
Americans want more access to Canada's dairy market and to nix the Online Streaming Act, which forces big U.S. companies like Netflix to abide by Canadian broadcasting rules, and to put U.S. booze back on the shelves of Canadian liquor stores.
When the Prime Minister and President Trump come up with a great deal for both countries, we'd be more than happy to bring in some maybe Kentucky bourbon.
But in Ontario anyway, not a moment sooner. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
A recent run of fires in Windsor has put empty properties back in the spotlight. Vacant homes are becoming a costly problem for Windsor fire crews. As CTV's Bob Belichico reports, early reporting could prevent millions in damage.
Maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose. That's what the police are kind of looking into right now.
Monday's fire on Mercer was the third vacant home call for Windsor Fire in the last 3 weeks. Windsor Fire can't confirm if there were squatters, but suggests there may have been some sort of human intervention.
There was no electricity, no natural gas supplied. Therefore, we kind of eliminate those as ignition sources.
There was a type of mattress in the house, but no one can confirm if it was being used in the time leading up to the blaze. A vacant and boarded up house on Aylmer Street with no gas or electricity service caught fire in late November. A Windsor fire investigator at the time said the home was being used by, quote, unauthorized personnel. No one was hurt.
Some board at some area was taken off the windows or the door and gained access.
No origin of fire has been discovered. Now, recent fires sparked a memory for Graham Thompson, who lost a property with a vacant unit 3 years ago.
We used to manage a property where we had repeat squatters. Police weren't able to address the issue, and it ended up in a fire, and we actually had a tenant that passed in the property.
The City of Windsor says 152 properties were billed for the vacant home tax this year. Squatters or not, Windsor Fire is asking residents to be vigilant in neighborhoods with vacant homes that may be boarded up or not occupied, like this South Windsor home that caught fire last week.
And if they see any suspicious activity or somebody going in out of a boarded up area or even a door that they know the place is vacant, can they call police? That would be the best thing to do. Call police or 311 and report it.
Realtor Reese Trenhill and his partners are developing a building in downtown Windsor costing millions and is happy someone called police.
We're going to have 20 people living in that place. That's 20 more places that we desperately need in Windsor for housing. And the only reason we're still going to get that is because somebody called in to the cops. And whoever that was, thank you. Did a huge favor for me, did a huge favor to the community.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Windsor International Airport is on track for one of the busiest years on record. We turn to CTV's Chris Campbell for that story.
Windsor International Airport is on pace for one of its busiest years on record, trending more than 20% higher than last year in total aircraft movements.
So we're seeing incremental growth on a lot of different levels, and it's sort of like a layer cake. Each layer is a little thicker, and that leads to what we're looking to be as a banner year for our aircraft movements in 2025.
New and returning routes, including sun destinations like Cancun and Veradero, and the return of direct flights to Punta Cana this winter are helping fuel that momentum.
Slow growth is better than no growth, and we'll just keep working very hard to deliver those routes for the community and deliver those places where people want to go.
New data suggests Canadians are still traveling, but making fewer trips to the United States.
We're down close to 40% year over year in travel into the U.S.
Why are Canadians avoiding the U.S.? Political and diplomatic tensions, border experiences, and perception of safety, and a weak Canadian dollar. G Adventures, a company that specializes in small group adventure travel, has noticed the trend.
While our bookings in the United States are down, it doesn't mean that Canadians are traveling less. They're simply choosing different destinations.
Instead, travel agents say many Canadians are choosing destinations where their dollar goes further, or opting for direct flights that reduce connections and stress.
I think we're going to see airports getting busier, much busier, more congested, so which lends more time to actually getting to the airport. It's going to be a busier, more confusion.
Even with more flights out of Windsor, local travel agents say preparation is key. At Valente Travel, the advice is simple.
Get to the airport early, make extra time for travel implications as well.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
A Leamington man has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of his mother. Court today hearing 61-year-old Kevin Goodings admit to killing his mother, 83-year-old Anita Goodings. Her body was discovered on the back deck of her Leamington apartment in March. Details of the attack were laid out in court, including that it was captured on a security camera. Defense lawyer Dan Scott offered no motive, but said his client wanted to admit guilt at the earliest opportunity. More details are on ctvnewswindsor.ca. Hundreds of Windsor families are getting a holiday meal boost just days before Christmas.
There's a lot of myths and misconceptions about who utilizes a food bank today. It's your neighbors, it's your friends, it's your coworkers. 1 in 4 are working today, so it is a change. We've got a lot of seniors, a lot of people on fixed incomes. People are relying on food banks. We were a necessity, but today we've become a reality.
More than 300 families picked up holiday hampers today at UHC, the hub of opportunities. In total, about 500 chickens and turkeys were handed out. Volunteers on hand all day, helping to make sure households have something on the table heading into the holidays.
People, they're struggling right now, and the fact that we can give people a meal for Christmas makes me feel really good. And I hope people understand and how we should be thankful for what we have. And this is such a great experience. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Up ice, and they've got numbers. It's Nesbitt, makes a move, backhander scores, goes shelf on Miller, and the Spitfires take flight first.
The Spitfires wrapped up their pre-Christmas schedule in style tonight, putting on a show at the WFCU Center. Windsor really ran away with it in the third, pouring in 4 goals in the third period, including a hat-trick performance to skate off with a 6-2 win over the Sioux. And in goal, Joey Costanzo made history, recording the most goaltender wins in franchise history, a milestone moment to head into the holidays. New numbers from Ontario's Property Assessment Agency show a big boost in new development across Windsor-Essex this year. The Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, or MPAC, says new homes, farms, and businesses added hundreds of millions of dollars in property value across Windsor-Essex in 2025. In Essex County, farm investment led the way, including more than $78 million in Leamington and growth in Kingsville. MPAC says assessments are still based on 2016 values and do not automatically mean higher property taxes. A popular pet fest is taking a pause. Woofaroo won't be fetching a return next summer. Woofaroo Pet Fest has been canceled for the 2026 season. Organizers say unforeseen but positive changes to business and personal schedules mean they can't give the event the time and attention it deserves. The festival, held in Amherstburg and known for dog sports, races, vendors, and pet education events, draws animal lovers from across the region. The good news, this isn't the end of the leash. Organizers say Woofaroo is expected to possibly make a comeback in 2027. Meantime, a roaming pony sparked an early morning call for Chatham-Kent animal control officers. A young horse was spotted trotting loose within city limits just after 5 a.m. They say the young horse, later nicknamed Peanut, was spotted trotting loose, and the animal was apprehended, and after going unclaimed, Peanut was adopted into a suitable new home. Animal control reminds residents that horses and ponies are only permitted on agriculturally zoned properties. CTV weather specialist Rita Ismail has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
We're going to get you to the North Pole as safely and quickly as we can. Thanks and welcome aboard.
And still ahead, giving sick kids an extra special Christmas and a direct flight to Santa himself. CTV weather specialist Rita Ismail is here with a look at the weather. Rita, most of our snow is gone and there are some warmer temperatures, I think, so I'm not going to bet on a white Christmas at this point.
Yeah, I think that would be the smart move, but we do have a big temperature drop for the next 12 hours, and then we are expecting some flurries, but you're right, it might not stick. Our high today well above what's normal this time of year, causing much of that December thaw, 9 degrees. We're supposed to be at 1. Record high 11, didn't quite get there. That was back in 1941. Record low minus 16 in 1945. Now, as we head into the night, we do have widespread rainfall. It is all a part of this big system, an area of low pressure that has moved in from the south west. And as a result, we had the bump in temperatures today. Mild air mass, the winds were out of the southwest, and a big change heading our way for Friday. As you can see, the system will push out in terms of rainfall by about 2 a.m. We will switch over to some mixed precipitation overnight tonight, and then the temperatures drastically dropping into the -4, -5 area, and then feeling close to about -10 with the wind chill. That chance for flurries is certainly there for your Friday. And of course, special weather statement is in effect from Environment Canada due to the drastic temperature drop, and we could be dealing with some icy road conditions first thing Friday morning. So flurries possible as well. Take a look at that. We go from 9 degrees to -6 within 12 hours, really feeling like -15 tomorrow around noon. And then the winds will gust out of the west 40 to 70 kilometers per hour as the system fully exits to the east. Your 7-day forecast, so we go from -4 to that mild air again on Saturday. Saturday looks to be quite pleasant. 3 degrees our daytime high, but to get there, we will drop down to -7. Sunday, we're expecting mainly sunny skies, but a bit cooler at -2. And then Monday through to Thursday, mostly cloudy, but mild conditions in terms of our daytime high. Anywhere between 3 to 6 degrees. Now, overnight, we are dropping, but as you said, not really sure if much of the snow we're getting in the next 24 hours will stick around. Travis?
Well, thank you, Rita. If you haven't been to the grocery store recently, let me tell you, it is a zoo. Holiday grocery shopping is in full swing, but it may be more expensive this year to make some of your classic favorites. CTV's Maria Saru has more on that.
Grocery stores are getting busy with the holiday season soon in full swing, and some shoppers say they're watching where their dollars go.
I try and buy everything on sale.
Very expensive this year. The prices have really went up.
CTV News compared the cost of a cart full of holiday staples this year versus last, using old online flyers and in-store prices. Experts say the price of turkey has stayed relatively stable, but this 6.2 kilogram grade A butterball is over $4 more expensive. This bagged salad is up about $2, and each can of cream of chicken soup costs a little under $1 more. Now, some relief. Frozen baby blend was on sale, 2 for $5, and several items were the same price as last year. A 15-pound bag of russet potatoes, 2 packets of gravy, and a box of shortbread cookies. Now, let's say your family likes a traditional beef roast. Here's a more affordable cut, about 2 kilograms of sirloin tip. Last year, it would have cost nearly $26. This year, closer to $66. That brings our total to nearly $135 compared to $90 in 2024.
The beef prices we're experiencing now are kind of a hangover from dry weather in 21, 22, and 23.
Food economist Mike von Massow says drought across parts of North America drove the price of feed up. And with cattle prices not keeping pace, some farmers shrank their herds. It'll take time to rebuild supply. He adds families are making compromises.
People are buying fewer gifts or cheaper gifts, and then some people are saying we're going to have smaller holiday gatherings.
Back here at the grocery store, shopping the sales and swapping out the protein could help keep costs down. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
And those grabbing the latest smart devices and trendy gadgets for gifts will want to check it to see if they have any additional ongoing costs. CTV's Pat Foran explains.
Flashy tech gadgets are everywhere.
It's the holiday season. We're going to see a lot of things that we love.
Before picking out a tech gift, lifestyle and tech influencer Jennifer Hernandez reads the small print and checks for subscriptions.
They will give you access to some things, but then the better things, you have to pay for it.
She's right. Many popular tech gifts offer basic features for free, but they may keep their most useful tools behind paywalls.
That's why it's worth considering. Are you giving them a cool gift that's going to cost them in the long run? And are you willing to cover those subscription fees? And if so, for how long?
Take fitness trackers. They give you health data at no cost, but some features that you might expect to be included, like deeper metrics or premium workout videos, usually require a subscription. When it comes to doorbell cameras, live view, and basic alerts might be free, but features like cloud storage, person detection, or package alerts can come with an extra cost. But there are also plenty of models that now include those extras without a paid plan, so it's best to compare.
Some video doorbells store recordings locally, so you don't need to pay for a subscription to access your clips. That helps keep ongoing costs down, and not everyone needs the premium features that come with those monthly fees.
Bundles are worth a look if a tech device needs extra accessories. Buying them together might be cheaper than paying for each piece later.
Check whether the gift works with the devices they already have. Some work best with certain phones or home systems, which can save them frustration and extra costs later.
For Jennifer, thinking about those details is important.
You don't want to give someone something they're going to return it.
A little research can go a long way to make sure whoever gets your gift doesn't end up with an extra bill to pay once the holidays are over. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index rose today, helped by strength in technology sectors. In Toronto, the TSX gained 191 points, and in New York, the Dow added 66, and the Nasdaq is up 313. The Canadian dollar gained a modest 0.04 of a cent, and on commodity markets, gold lost $9 an ounce, and oil added 19 cents a barrel.
CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Time to start thinking about what fun things to fill your weekend with. And for help with that, we check in with CTV's Melanie Kettner and Johnny Parks from Virgin Radio. They've got your answer for What's Up YQG.
Yeah, the Saints Christmas concert. Johnny, you play the guitar, so maybe you can get on stage too.
And let's leave it to the professionals, I think. We got Saints member Jeff Burrows from the Tea Party. You guys were awesome at Caesars, by the way, but can you tell us about this upcoming event?
This is like about the 15th year we've done this, and we started at the St. Clair Center for the Arts. We've been at Caesars. Now we're back for 2 nights at St. Clair Center, and it's going to be amazing.
That sounds great. Now, this has become an annual tradition. So talk about how much has been raised.
I believe we're somewhere in the ballpark of $675,000, and we're hoping to bring in another 6-digit number this year. So fingers crossed, but it's looking really good.
And where is the money going this year that's raised?
So same as last year, we do the UHC Hub of Opportunities, Unemployed Help Center in Windsor, and then we give a portion of that money to Outreach for Hunger in Chatham-Kent.
And who will be on the stage with you?
That's the thing. Johnny can't join us because there's so many people on stage. We have a choir, we have a string section, we have a drum line, we have a horn section, and 10 members of the band. So maybe next year, buddy.
Well, I'll try. Yeah. How can people support the event?
So it's sold out, which is great.
Yeah.
But if you do want to donate, and I know you guys had such an amazing Cans for a Cause fundraiser, which is just shows how amazing Windsor, Essex, and Chatham-Kent are, and so on. But you can still just go to the uhc.ca, and you can pledge there if you like, and you just put a note in there that you were supporting the Saints or CTV or just you're supporting your community.
Sounds great. We'll put a link to that on our website. Awesome. Now, there are some other great ways to get into the holiday spirit. Johnny, what else is going on this weekend?
Well, there's more parades, of course. This time in Harrow, the Santa Claus Parade on Saturday.
We have seen a lot of Santa this year, and another family fun holiday tradition with the Windsor Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah, Windsor Symphony Orchestra presenting their Holiday Pops show. That's Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, so many festive options. So thanks for kicking it all off, Jeff, with the Saints. And that's What's Up YQG.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Rita returns with a look at the 7-day forecast. Rita, a little bit messy the next day or two, but for people who will be driving early next week to get to their family's place, it's not looking too bad, right?
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed that next Wednesday and Thursday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, stick what they look like right now on the forecast, but you're right, the next 12 hours will be tricky to navigate. We do have scattered flurries, a big temperature drop, and the possibility for some freezing rain and freezing icy road conditions as well for your Friday morning. Now we'll get through that, and it looks quite pleasant for the weekend. Sunshine both Saturday and Sunday, slight chance for some flurries Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but on the milder side, especially Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I know most of our snow has melted here in Windsor, so I'm not sure if we'll have a white Christmas, but it'll be nice and mild. Travis?
Thank you, Rita. Finally tonight, you heard Chris Campbell earlier tonight talk about how busy Windsor's airport is amidst holiday travel. Well, Detroit's is too, but that didn't stop staff from freeing up a gate for a very special flight, taking young patients from hospitals across Michigan straight to Santa at the North Pole. Take a look.
We're here on a trip, going to the North Pole to meet Santa.
There you go. Have a good time, Leah.
It means a lot. It can be really tough being in situations like these, and extra opportunities to make like the kids feel better, have a good time, kind of have an experience to look forward to.
Good morning, Merry Christmas. I think it's pretty awesome. Like, I knew nothing about it, so to just be invited to enjoy the day is kind of amazing.
See the kids bunch, see the snow crunch. This is Santa's big scene.
Well, these kids go through so much for so long, some of them, and it's just nice to just be able to relax and have them enjoy themselves and go to see the North Pole and Santa.
This is also my first time getting on a plane, so I'm scared, excited. I'm just all emotions right now. North Pole right now.
You want to go to the North Pole? Okay.
There you guys go.
Have a nice flight.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hi, Chase. Good morning.
We're going to get you to the North Pole as safely and quickly as we can. Thanks, and welcome aboard.
Julian, are you ready? Yeah.
Here we go.
I think it's amazing for kids to experience the magic of the North Pole and to see all the elves just around the airport and everyone joining in to make these experiences amazing. Is awesome.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way.
Welcome to the North Pole.
Oh my goodness, how are you? Have you been good?
It's really about just kind of being able to enjoy them. I don't know, feeling unbothered.
That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.